Hey everyone, it's been a really long time. It's been like a year or two since I've posted anything. I decided to maybe start posting again. I'm not really sure what you guys want, so I'm just going to do a tactics problem. So this is the position, it's white to move. Um, should probably pause the video. Alright, so I remember that I started doing a series on forcing moves. I'm not really sure if I'm going to go back to doing that, at least with the analysis. I feel like it'd probably be more helpful to do a thematic discussion of this. So I guess we should talk about black's weaknesses. Well, in this case, there's actually one really huge weakness, which is the g7 square. So obviously, we would like to get our queen to here somehow. So the problem is that black has this bishop here that is defending it, and he also has this resource to defend. So I guess the moves to consider, obviously rook takes bishop is a move to consider as a tactical resource, and you know, I'm not really sure what else to look at. I mean, I guess you would look at this like really quickly, but it's pretty obvious that neither of these queen moves work. So hold on, I'm going to move this just to get all these arrows off the board. So if we do rook takes bishop, which is I think the only thing that's really worth checking, it's kind of giving you a hint that it's the right move. What is black's response? Well, it's pretty obvious that he has to take back, or else he'll just be down a piece. Because there's no check. I mean, except for queen d5, but then he just loses his queen. So after rook takes, so now we have, in addition to the g7 square, we should take note that the rook is undefended. And white has a few moves to consider in that variation. I guess I'll just move the pieces just to make it easier for you. So I guess now we should consider this move. Queen c3 you could consider for half a second, and queen takes, so it doesn't work. Maybe consider also queen d7. So why don't we start with queen d7 just to look at something. After queen d7, I think black is probably doing fine after rook b8. I think there's no real threats here, And if we do like this now, then just queen e5, so should stop it. So I guess here's the critical move, and I think it's really tempting at the original position to see queen e5 here, and just stop thinking. You say, well, this whole thing is over now, and that's a bad habit, and I do this all the time. And if you have the ability to think deeper, you should think deeper and see if there's any other moves here. So I guess this is a mini tactics problem in and of itself, a simple tactics problem. So yeah, you can think for a minute. So here we're just going to use basic overloading principles. This queen has to defend against g7, and actually is also the sole defender of this rook. So after rook e1, black just has no moves. If he takes the queen, he gets mated, and if he does anything else, he gets mated. I can't think of a single move for him here. I guess he could play rook b5 just to try to not lose immediately, but this position is just completely lost. So if you guys post in comments of what you guys want me to make. Do you want tactics? Do you want endgame? Do you want some opening? I see that people really like the London system stuff, even though I did a couple of videos on that. So just let me know.